Hello, this is Aaron, and today we are going to look out for a demo of NSRV service routine software. Once you log in with admin user ID and password, when you hit enter, this is the screen what you are going to see. So this is more of a admin dashboard or panel that is used for more or less maintenance of the features related to your service or items, maintain customers, suppliers, staff, coupon, meeting information, where you can view bills, purchases, you can pay staff, you can have some quick accounting as well. There are some utilities with respect to email reminder, trends, and etc. So we'll go through those details, but the first and foremost thing that you are going to do when you load this software is to click on help and click on the content option. As always indicated, there is always a step-by-step guide that is offered on all of our softwares, which is quite helpful for you to run through a couple of key information and set it up before you can actually use the software. Now, these initial setup steps that you are going to perform will certainly be helpful for setting up the information specific to your company or store or any other aspect of service industry, so that you can continue with the billing process, setting up of appointments accordingly if everything is set up. So you might want to set up or put some time for yourself to run through these steps. Should not take much time, but maybe 20 to 30 minutes is a good time for you to go through these details, set it up accordingly, so that the remaining process remains easy for you to move forward. Okay, so without wasting time, I will do a quick snap and walkthrough of this setup and steps, but will not spend more time on this because there are a lot of features on this particular software that I should be able to walk through, so everybody is aware what features this particular software offers and how you can use them. Okay, so the first and foremost, all the time which I indicate is all fields in this software are mandatory and it cannot be blanks. You can either put it with a hyphen, semicolon, or any other character. Now there are a couple of key other aspects of setup which I will run step by step, one after other, in a quick mode. That is setting up of company, setting up of user if any, license if you have purchased, preference for your company or store needs, schedule, and messages that you would like to set it up initially, and some other master related information related to group or account. And finally, we will go through the service aspect, how you would set up a service or set up an item. So the one additional thing that I would like to indicate is, as a part of your service, say for example you are doing a maintenance or repair service, you might also be selling some items as a part of the service or utilizing those items during your service or routine, correct? So those you can maintain both services as well as item. So that's the reason we have indicated both these pieces. And we can also go through customer, supplier, staff. And once if it is all set, I would like to run through all of the admin related aspects before diving in into the billing and appointment setup. So let's move forward. Let me flip the screen. So the first page is setting up of company. You can set up your company name. For example, this is in this case Semi Beauty. Let me put it as Inc. or LLC. So I will click modify. I'll put Semi Beauty LLC, and that way we can save it. Any of the other information related to the company address, city, state, phone, email, website that you maintain for your store or company, you can make changes over here and hit save. That's very specific about setting up of company. Next is click on admin, go to user, and you can set up your users if you have some additional users who will be using the billing screen. So by default all the users will be entitled for billing screen only, and the first entry, which is the admin, is only allowed to do admin. You can certainly provide your admin rights either to yourself or to some other members as well, but we don't have any feature where you can add users to provide admin rights. So far we are in this mode. Maybe in future we may change that. Okay, so again, the login ID for the admin module or mode is admin with the login ID. Password is admin. And if you want to go ahead with the first user, the user ID is user1, password is user1. These passwords you can certainly change after you set it up, and you can remember when you try to offer it to your users or for yourself. Okay, let's keep moving forward. Next is license. The license is for purchasing a license. Once you have purchased a license, you will certainly receive a product key, and if you have received the product key, you can enter it here. That becomes a licensed version of your software. If not, this particular software features all of the trial pieces, so there are not any specific restrictions on using the software other than using or billing one or two services at a time. That's all. Okay, so the next is key important step is the preference. This is very important. You need to certainly put some time for this to be updated properly, because all of your billing or appointments and everything will be set up according to the preferences that you have listed here. We'll give a quick snap. This is the bill header, message 1, 2, and footer that will come up on the bill. This is the queues. The queues, what you mean by queues is the number of service stations you would like to open it up, for the number of service queues that you can offer to your customers. If you service around 30 in a day or at a time, again I would not say day, maybe that was a wrong statement. So 30 queues at a time. So if you are lined up 30 queues, as and when those queues are completed, they get freed up. You can certainly use the next one as lining up those customers. So the current options are 30, 40 to 56. Stock check is to verify if you want to check the item or service item quantity before billing. If it is run out of stock, you will not be allowed to bill it. The discount structure, group saving. There are group savings at a group level that you can also offer other than on top of discount. So discount is one level of structure which is overall on the billing, and group saving is at a group level of the items. The next is the tax structure, which you can see what is the amount round off you would like, whether it is you don't want any decimals, you can make it 0 and things like that. And if you are a service industry where you don't need any decimal in the quantity, that also you can control whether you need a 0 decimal quantity, 1 or 2 for your bill print only. Now this decimal you will certainly see on the screen, but when you try to print, this will print according to this preference. Currency label, you want to show it or not. What is the default bill? There are two formats for printing. One is a regular and small. Regular is a full A4 or letter size printing, and small is for the POS printer. If you are using a POS for the service, you can use that. Default account is the account group that you would like to set up for accounting, and that will act as more of where you are recording all of your accounting, whether it is in terms of billing summary that you would like to put it in accounting manually, purchase automatically to accounting if you need it, paying staff automatically to accounting if you need it. So these are the specific things in preference. Click on modify, make the changes, and accordingly you can work out. So let me put this as 30 and I will save it. Next is schedule. Now this is the schedule that you need to set it up. This must not be changed frequently, but if you would like to have a staff calendar that you would like to book the appointments, you can certainly do that with a duration view of either 30 minutes or 60 minutes. And the start hour can be accordingly from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is going in a 24-hour format till the end hour. So for now, we will keep it at 8 in the morning till say 18, or I would say 20. So let me make it 20. So 20 is 8 p.m. So I'll save it. So this is more of a preference that you need to set it up for your calendar. Okay, we'll exit it. Let's go to message. Now this is a default message pattern that you would like to set up. What is the email subject? What is the email message you want to put it up? And this is more of SMTP setup. Either you can use SMTP if you have your own domain or your own setup of email. If not, you have the Microsoft Outlook and you have set up your email within the Outlook. You can send the emails to customers using the Outlook setup. So this is for that. If you need specific help on this, I can certainly provide offline via email to you. Okay, moving on, I think the next is customize. Again, this is only the feature very specific to the look and feel of the system, and you can make changes to this anytime, and this is more optional. Okay, there are a lot of features, so I'm just running a bit quick on this. The master, we have group. I was talking about the groups. So the groups are, let me say the service. So if you have, or say for example, item, what category you want to set it up for your service or items. Both service items are going to be recorded in service area feature. But the point here is, do you want to categorize a particular item or service into that way? Say for example, you can include item, and if it is a service or routine, you can put it in this category. Again, you can add any number of groups or categories that will establish a relationship with a particular service. So you say that you offer 5 services and those are listed here, and you offer 10 different items. You sell 10 different items, but those are categorized in item. So that's very specifically it. The next part is account. As I indicated, this is more a financial mechanism. You can add any number of accounts as well, but if you maintain a particular account, you want to maintain some amounts on that, if it is an active account or not, and that particular accounting will be tied here. Now this account M, as I indicated earlier, you have to set it up in the preference that will be used for all the direct account transactions. Again, this accounting is very minimal, so but you can certainly set it up. And this is the account I was talking about, the default account in preference that you would like to set up for, say for example, you make a purchase and you want to transfer that information to accounting. It's more of a basic accounting, but it will go to the default account. It will be recorded there. Okay, so now I think we went through all the setup, but I still want to go through some of the key admin features before flipping on to the POS mode or the billing mode. Okay, so I think let's click on this, click on the service. So service is where the item is. Let me move prior to a particular item. Okay, so you can understand what item we are talking about. So there is a service item or a routine item that you want to indicate. You have to put a service code. What is the purchase rate, sale rate, open quantity, purchase, sale and close quantity? Is it taxable, active, and those pieces. Now, sometimes you also want to put a service, say first service with a service code and same structure. You can put the opening quantity, any number of digit. If you say that you just want to reduce this, because the closing quantity will keep reducing as you make the billing. Okay, so but you will not make any purchase. This is a service, so you are not going to make a purchase step for this, correct? So the purchase quantity will all be 0, but the sale quantity will keep on recording via billing. So you can either refine this at time to time, so you have enough stock for this service. That's what it means. Okay, next is the customer. You can add the customers here, or you can add the customers from the billing. Either way is fine for you. It will work out. Suppliers are the suppliers with whom you will purchase the items, if any, as a part of your service. You can certainly do that. If not, I think you should be fine. If you have some service staff, so for example, we have 2 advisors who service, and this is a service industry. Take for example, you are maintaining a watch repair store, correct, or mobile repair store, and you have 2 advisors with whom you can book the appointments, and they will maintain, service or repair a particular item, and you can um, assign that to a particular advisor in the appointments. Will come to that point. But those number of users or staff or advisors or all of your staff members can also be recorded. The only one thing is, you must make a note is the service staff is a field that will indicate is this a service staff or not. So what it means is, if you indicate this particular staff is a service staff, and if you say yes, appointments will be booked for this particular service staff. If you say no, you cannot book any meetings or appointments for this staff. That's what it means. You keep adding points. There is more of a loyalty for this service staff. This staff, if he completes one billing, the points keep getting added. That is the structure. Okay, moving on. Coupons, you can certainly offer coupons to your customer. Take a quick snap at report. It will give the coupons that you can offer it to your customer if you have it. Meeting is list of all the meetings that you have booked it. If you say you are running through a list of appointments, so you can just quickly view what are the meetings lined up. But in detailed view, you can certainly look into the calendar view as well, which we'll go through in a couple of minutes. If you don't need a particular meeting, you can certainly delete it, but you cannot add or modify a particular meeting from this admin mode. It can only be done through billing mode. Next is bill. What bills you have created so far. So that is what it talks about. So this is one example of a bill. You did some maintenance service on that, and these are the quantity, rate, value, saving, gross, and tax, and whether it can be deleted, and these are the quotes, and it gives all of the details which you needed. And if you need a quick snap of this particular bill and you need to print out a bill report, you can click report, you can view it, it will give the report. Now this is the POS format that I was talking earlier, because the default which has been set up for the service bill print is a POS. You can also do a regular print. We'll go through that in a couple of minutes. Purchases, whatever purchase item, whether you purchase a particular item or any supplies for your service industry, you can do that. All those pieces will come here, and those are going to be lined up. So whenever you add these quantities, you make a purchase, those will directly go and add in your service stock. Okay, pay staff, I think it's more self-explanatory. You can add a particular month. You can do a pay cycle once or twice in a month. That is a format. If you're doing monthly, you can keep it one. If you're doing 2 times in a month, you can do that. But that is more of a default. Again, this is not a detailed pay stub or pay feature, but this is more at a high level what you are paying. And here, if you can see, this is more of a gross salary only. So the salary what is listed here is gross. We don't have any deductions and all. So this is, again, this is only just for a high level basic accounting that you want to maintain, and this is for that purpose. Other than that, I think This is not a detailed pay software. So okay, so the next is accounting. All these accounting transactions, whether it is from a bill, you want to do it manually from a bill, automatically from a purchase, or automatic from staff or other, you can record here, and you can view the detailed report. So this will currently give the accounting entries. It will create a particular receipt. But if you want to say ledger, for example, I'll quickly give a snap. You exit here, go to report and see the account ledger. Click on that, select the account that was specified and click view. This will give a list of all the details. What is your opening balance? You made a payment to your staff. So S is for staff payments. Those informations are listed here with the prefix. That is this, and you made some purchases. And if there are billings that you need to do it, manually. Okay, so that's very specific about the transaction. Import export, you can certainly import a lot of items if you would like to, otherwise manual entry is quite good. You can export most of the information related to service, customer, supplier, staff, any point in time. Operations we have gone through. These are the set of options that are there, which is also there in the toolbar, the operations toolbar. We have add, modify, delete, save, cloning is Xerox, cancel, first prior, next last for navigation, inquiry to see list of all the services. You can also query or can find something, and report is default tag. Utility, you can send the email reminder. Again, I think all you need to, this needs the access code, so which is the same password as admin. You need to select a particular date and find what all lists are there, and the default subject comes from the preference. Make changes to this, and you can include these fields: the customer, meeting name, date, time, staff name, and when you process it, those meeting reminders will go to those persons with whom you have set up the appointments, for whom you have set up. Now, one thing to be cautious, that those emails have to, those customers need to have the email IDs, so you can appropriately send it to those members. That is mandatory. Okay, so we are back with the billing screen. You have to double click on the NSRV service icon. Now log in via the user mode. The user ID is user1, password is user1. Once you do that, you will certainly come to this particular screen that shows the billing. It shows the bill print. There's a calendar here, and you can do a meeting print. You can view or edit customers as well. So we'll quickly go through these snaps again. It will take certain time, but we will try to explain what is the best possible information within a short period of time. Okay, so after you log in with user mode using user1 and user1 as the password, login and password, you will get the screen. Click on the billing. So this is what the billing screen will look like. Now, if you remember a few minutes back that we have set up a queue for 30. So the queue 30 means you are going to service at the max, I think at the current time, 30 customers in one shot. So it does not mean that you can not do more. You can certainly do more, but you have to set up those queues in admin preference. Now, as and when these particular queues are completed, they will be moved out. So let us try to do one queue at say for example Q20, and once if it is completed, we will see that how that particular queue will be available once again for other customers. So once you click on the billing screen, you get this queue dashboard. Click on Q20, say for example. So this is the billing screen that you will see. This is the bill, is default is 11, and this indicates a queue where you are, Q20. So I'm going to put a customer phone. Let me go ahead with the default one right now, which is 999. So I will go ahead with that, and you can certainly make changes to that one, or if you feel that you have a different customer, you can do that, or if it is a guest, use the all nines and that will list the guest. Okay, I'll hit enter after typing 9. The default is a guest. You can hit enter once again. It will come to the listing sign. So here you can either make changes to the guest, or if you feel you don't need to make changes, just hit the tab key. So there are two options once you land up in the listing for the customer. Either you hit enter to view the customer information, or you hit tab. So for now I will hit tab. It goes to the discount, but we'll come back again and try to hit enter key. So I want to show the screen for customers. So here you can make the information. So this is the default phone number that you have put, and whatever phone number entry you have put here, that's going to be coming up here. Make the relevant changes to the name, address, and all the information for the customer, and hit save. If you say there is no changes, you can click cancel. One more point that I indicated during the admin screen was loyalty. There's also a customer loyalty that you can track here, which is the points. So one customer billing is 1 point. Again, you can translate that to the way that you want it. But for now, this is the default loyalty points that is being added. We'll click cancel now. I'll put tab. The discount percentage, I'm going to put 20%. I'll hit enter. Either you can hit enter or tab to move across. Now, one thing on the service list is either you can directly click here on the list that is there, or you can type it. So I'll show both the things. So let me do, say, the third miscellaneous services for 175. I'll double click on this one, and that will be entered here. So this is one thing. Now I want to select the service item. So all I will do is I will type service item. Okay, so as you can see, as you type, it will show the particular information. So now when you are at this step, either you can double click here by selecting. So if you have a long list, you can find that way, or you can hit enter. It will come to this portion. You can select by using arrow keys and hit enter again. So that is one more stuff that you need to make a note of. Now some quick key points here. When you click a cross line on this one, it will delete this particular service or item. Okay, so right now I will not delete, but just wanted to show that how it will delete. So by cross mark or del, you can delete it. If you need to add items, say for example I'm going to use 2 items of this on, so I can use a plus sign that will increment by 1. So right now the quantity is 1. I will hit this one, this plus sign, and it will make it 2. So 2 items have been added. If I need to reduce that, you can reduce it by clicking minus sign. It will go back to 1. If you feel the service item you want to make a note in the decimal, say for example 1.5, that portion by plus you can do an increment of 1. By clicking minus, you can do a reverse and reduce it by 1. But when you click on the numbers format, the hash sign, you can enter by decimals. So I'll click this one, I will type 1.5 and I will hit enter. So now you can see I can also do the billing of a service item in decimals, 1.5, and this is the format. So this is more of the service billing that you can do, and at any point in time when you need to do any part, that you can certainly do this. So let me scroll down. I'll add one more service, say service 3. So these are the 3 things that I would like to service for my customer for this billing only. Now you're doing servicing, for example, and you need to roll back and see if everything is fine, and so what you will do is you will just hit save. So save button is to save it. Now if you click on the quote button, it will give a quote to the customer that what are the costs and pieces for the service. So let me first hit save and show it to you. I hit save for the Q20. So you also need to select the staff. The staff who is servicing is advisor Rin. You will get a name here, staff ID and name. Hit save. So you can see this is a Q20. The phone number is all lines. The name is guest. Bill number is 11. I'll click this again, or you can exit it. So once again, if you click billing, it will certainly be here. Click on this one. Now I have noticed that the service item, we don't need 150. We just need, only quantity 1. So you will come here, click on this plus hash sign and type 1 or 1.0. You can see the changes here. So this is all set. Now you can click on the charges. There are some additional charges, say for example 10% of the amount or whatever it is. I'll put say 39, or you want to round it out, that's okay. Anyway, we will go ahead with 40. Hit tab or enter, and the customer is paying a cash pay of say 400, and then hit enter. Remaining on the credit 11.08. So there is nothing remaining. You need to put the delivery days. You can put it. If you don't want to, you can just leave it, or you can just make it 1. Delivery info if you want to record it, or remarks. I'll say paid and click on the billing. Once you bill the customer and the report is generated, this particular queue will be freed up. So the Q20 was booked right now. Click on the billing. If you cancel it, it will cancel this bill and free up the queue. So either just a quick recap, save is just to save so that you can come back again. Quote also you can come back, but it will give a quote for you to offer it to customer to say that what the service costs will be, and if you bill it, it will bill and close it, and if you cancel it, it will delete all these entries for this particular bill, and it will delete this bill and the queue will be freed up. We'll go ahead with billing, bill and close service. Yes, so the bill has been paid. The bill number is 11. We'll keep it in mind. So the last 6 digits are the bill number, that you can keep it in mind. So I'll say okay, and this is what the bill comes up. Okay, so you can either do a print or you can keep it as is and you can close it. So if you can notice that the queue is freed up. Now there is one other option, bill print. When you do a bill print, I'll type 11, that was the last bill. In this bill print, you have a different option. You can either print it, you can either export it, or you can use email report. So the email setting that you have set it up on preference, you can do that. Now if you need to change this particular bill format into a large format, you have to change that to a large format, so in the preference section that you have seen earlier. So right now this is in a small format. Okay, next comes the calendar. Now this is what I was talking about on setting appointments. So all you need to do, say for example for a future appointment for the coming Monday, we would like to set it up. So I'll click Monday, which is 19th. This is also set up for all the staff. So right now all the staff you can certainly see here, even if it is not a service staff. If you want the default for only service staff, that also you can select in the preferences. Okay, the duration that we have set it up is 60 minutes starting from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for 419. Just click on the view calendar. It will show admin, advisor first, advisor. Okay, so you are aware that admin is not a service staff, but because you have selected all staff, that's why it is coming up like this. Okay, so let me put a 2 p.m. slot. I'll hit enter or click here to set the meeting. I'll set up the customer phone as guest and hit enter. His guest, use the tab key. If you hit enter here, you can again see the guest changes. I'll cancel it, hit tab, meeting name is meet 11, and you can put some details here. Okay, so this is on 4/19 from 14 to 15 is a 24-hour format, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Put any marks, I'll save it. So this is, you're going to see a slot here that shows that how this particular time has been booked. Now if you need to put a meeting print for 19th, so let me do one thing. Let me put one for advisor first as well, from 4 to 4 p.m. for a different guest. Okay, so we remember that this is the calendar. If I click on a different date and I say view calendar, I cannot get that. You go back to the same calendar listing for 19th and try to say view calendar, you can get this. You need to print meeting print. Click on the meeting print, select the date here, which is 19th. This will show all the calendar views. So right now you see that the first staff is admin, and these are the only appointments that we have. It will show the meeting name, meeting information, etc. Click on the next page, that will show for the other advisor. So this is staff 2, advisor first, and for that one this is the second meeting. So this way you can click for the different staff and view the list of all the calendar invites. It's a useful tool. You can certainly set it up for your service members. Whatever service industry you are, it can be used for all of them. The customer piece is to make changes or to view it. Just hit search and you can either make changes or save it. So right now we did bill one more customer on the guest side. So if you remember, the initial points were 3, but we completed a bill. So one more billing point has been added. Okay, so we'll cancel it. So that's specifically it.